He was just 52. No smoking, no alcohol, no high blood pressure. Fit, energetic, and the kind of guy who always followed his doctor's advice. So when he collapsed at his desk one morning, with slurred speech and weakness on his right side, no one saw it coming. Not even him. In the ER, scans confirmed it. A mild stroke. But the real shock came later, when we dug deeper. No arterial blockages. No clotting disorders. Everything looked fine. Except for one thing. He had been taking a certain vitamin supplement every morning for energy. Something millions of people swear by. Something even I, as a neurologist, used to think was completely safe. But when I saw the levels in his blood work, my heart sank, because I've now seen it more than once, and the pattern is disturbingly clear. It's the one supplement most people would never suspect, the one that hides behind brain health marketing, while quietly increasing the risk of blood thickening, vessel damage, and yes, stroke. And here's the worst part. Most doctors still don't warn patients about it. So today we're breaking it all down. The one harmless vitamin that may be hurting your brain, and the 3 things you can do starting tonight to protect your arteries, your neurons, and your life. Let's begin. When most people think of stroke, they imagine someone in their 70s or 80s. But here's the disturbing truth. Stroke rates are climbing fastest among adults aged 40 to 60. That's working professionals, parents, even fitness-conscious men and women who think they're doing everything right. So what's happening? It's not always the obvious culprits, like smoking or obesity. In fact, a growing number of strokes in midlife have one thing in common. Silent, creeping damage inside the blood vessels, things like chronic low-grade inflammation, increased blood viscosity, thickness, and stiffening of the arteries, all of which make it easier for clots to form and harder for blood to reach the brain when it matters most. And here's where it gets surprising. Many people think supplements are always safe, especially if they're labeled as natural or vitamins. But some of these popular pills may be altering blood chemistry in ways we're only now beginning to understand. Certain compounds, when taken in excess or without medical supervision, can subtly raise homocysteine, increase platelet activity, or disrupt the balance of clotting factors in the blood. This can lead to a perfect storm inside your arteries, one that brews quietly for years, until one day a clot forms and shuts down oxygen to the brain. Now ask yourself, could something in your morning routine, something you've taken for months or years, be increasing that risk without you even realizing it? Up next, the one vitamin we're talking about, how it affects your brain, and what the latest science reveals about its shocking link to stroke. The vitamin in question, vitamin B6 and B12. Yes, the same ones plastered all over energy boosters, brain enhancers, and anti-fatigue supplements. These 2 B vitamins are often marketed as heroes for the nervous system and mental clarity, and in proper doses, they are. But here's the shocker. When taken in high doses over time, especially by otherwise healthy adults, B6 and B12 can actually increase your risk of stroke. A large 2017 study published in Neurology followed thousands of men and women supplementing with B vitamins. The results? Men who consumed high doses of B6 and B12, not from food, but from supplements, had a significantly higher risk of developing ischemic stroke. In fact, their risk nearly doubled. Why would something considered brain fuel become a brain threat? It comes down to homocysteine, an amino acid in the blood. Normally, B6 and B12 help regulate homocysteine, keeping levels healthy. But when you overload your system with these vitamins, especially in synthetic supplement form, it can push the balance too far. Instead of protecting your vessels, excess B6 and B12 may trigger overstimulation of nerves, promote blood thickening, and paradoxically raise homocysteine over time due to metabolic imbalances. That's a dangerous combination when your brain depends on clean, consistent blood flow. Even more alarming, many brain performance supplements contain B6 and B12 levels 200%, 500%, or even 1000% of the daily recommended intake. And because they're water-soluble, most assume the body will just pee out the excess. That's not always true, especially when the system is already inflamed or compromised. Now let's address the common myth. But aren't B vitamins good for memory, mood, and nerve health? Yes, in the right amounts. They're essential for energy metabolism and brain function. But too much, particularly from unregulated supplements or daily megadoses, can shift the benefit to harm. Up next, how to know if you're at risk, what symptoms to watch for, and how to safely balance your B vitamin intake before it's too late. For years, doctors believed that lowering homocysteine levels with B vitamins, especially B6, B12, and folate, was the key to preventing strokes. That made sense. High homocysteine has long been linked to cardiovascular problems, so logically, more B vitamins should mean less risk. But recent research reveals a much more complicated and alarming truth. A landmark Norwegian study published in the journal Stroke followed more than 5,000 patients over 3 years. These were individuals with existing heart disease risks, many of whom were given high doses of vitamin B6 and B12. The shocking result: men who received high-dose B6 and B12 had a significantly higher risk of stroke, particularly ischemic strokes, the kind caused by blood clots. The more they supplemented, the higher their risk appeared. This went completely against earlier assumptions that more B vitamins equal sign more protection. Another study, published in Neurology, echoed similar concerns. It found that men taking high levels of B6 and B12 from supplements, not food, were nearly twice as likely to suffer a stroke over a decade compared to those who didn't supplement. So what's going on? The truth is in the nuance. Yes, deficiency in B6 or B12 does increase stroke and neurological risks, but mega-dosing, especially when your body doesn't need it, appears to destabilize the very systems those vitamins are supposed to support. It's about balance, not blind supplementation. And it's not just about dosage. Gender, age, and pre-existing conditions matter. Men appear especially vulnerable to this paradoxical effect. The theory? Hormonal differences and how male vascular systems respond to excess methylation and nervous system stimulation. The takeaway? Vitamins aren't free passes. Water-soluble doesn't mean risk-free, and when it comes to brain and heart health, more isn't always better. Next up, how to know if your supplement is too strong, how much is safe, and 3 protective habits that can truly lower your stroke risk without putting your kidneys or brain in danger. It's easy to believe that something giving you a boost, more energy, clearer thinking, sharper focus, must be good for your brain. That's exactly why so many people reach for high-dose vitamin B6 and B12 supplements. The mental lift feels real, and it often is, at first. But beneath that short-term clarity, a hidden risk starts building. When you flood your system with excess B6 or B12, especially from pills and powders rather than food, it doesn't just help your nerves. It can overstimulate them. This may show up as restlessness, anxiety, disrupted sleep, or even numbness and tingling over time, early signs of neurological imbalance. But the more dangerous impact, it happens in your blood. These vitamins help regulate homocysteine, a natural amino acid. But in large doses, they can backfire, especially if your body's methylation pathways are already overloaded. Instead of lowering homocysteine, you might trigger a spike, and that spike is deadly for your arteries. Homocysteine in excess damages the endothelium, the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels. Once that layer is compromised, it becomes easier for plaque to stick, inflammation to flare up, and clots to form. On top of that, certain B vitamins, when taken in isolation or without cofactors like folate, may contribute to thicker blood, increasing the chance of a clot blocking a vessel in the brain, a classic ischemic stroke. So what feels like a brain upgrade today might actually be slow-motion vascular harm that builds silently until something breaks. Your energy might go up nows, but your risk climbs with it. Next, how to protect your brain and blood vessels while still getting the nutrients you need, without going too far. You may not even realize it, but your daily routine could be quietly pumping your body full of excessive B6 or B12. It often starts with good intentions, a multivitamin in the morning, a protein shake after your walk, maybe an energy drink or brain booster before work. Each one might seem harmless on its own, but together you could be crossing into overdose territory every single day. Here's how to know you might be overdoing it. Tingling in hands or feet, a common early sign of vitamin B6 nerve toxicity, trouble sleeping. High doses can disrupt melatonin and nervous system calm, irritability, anxiety, or mood swings. Nervous system overstimulation from too much B6 or B12. Skin flushing or rashes, often mistaken for allergies, but could be a B vitamin reaction. Brain fog, even while taking brain support pills, a paradoxical effect from chronic overload. And the worst part? You may be getting high doses without realizing it. Hidden sources include fortified cereals. Some contain over 200% of the daily B6/B12 intake. Energy drinks with megadoses labeled as natural energy, mood boosting, or memory enhancing, supplements, protein powders and bars labeled with B-complex fortification, some prescription injections or oral tabs of B12, especially doses of 1000 mcg or more. So what's safe? Vitamin B6. Do not exceed 100 mcg per day unless medically supervised. Long-term use above this can lead to nerve damage. Vitamin B12. There's no official upper limit, but anything above 1000 mcg day should be evaluated, especially in non-deficient individuals. If you're taking multiple supplements or energy boosters, it's time to check your total intake, because even water-soluble vitamins can cause real harm if taken too often or in excess. If you're worried about B vitamins and stroke risk, the answer isn't to cut them out. It's to get them smartly and safely. The body needs B6 and B12, but in the right amounts from the right sources. So how do you get brain-friendly levels without tipping into danger? Step 1. Let food be your first supplement. The safest, most balanced way to get B vitamins is through whole foods that deliver them in natural, bioavailable doses. Some top choices: leafy greens, spinach, kale, rich in folate, and B6 eggs, great source of B12, and choline for brain support legumes, lentils, chickpeas, packed with B vitamins and fiber. Fatty fish, salmon sardines. B12 plus omega-3s for vascular health. Whole grains, brown rice, oats, millet provide B-complex nutrients without spikes. When these foods are part of your daily diet, you're less likely to develop deficiencies and far less likely to overdose. Step 2. Supplement wisely, only when needed. If you've been diagnosed with a B deficiency, or if you're vegetarian, over 60, or recovering from illness, a supplement might still be helpful. But stick with low-dose options. Look for B6 under 50 milligrams and B12 under 500 mcg. Choose methylated B12, methylcobalamin, which is gentler and easier to absorb. Take B vitamins in complex form, with folate and choline, to support balance in the brain and blood vessels. Always avoid megadose products unless specifically prescribed. Step 3. Ask for a homocysteine test. This simple blood test can tell you if your B vitamin metabolism is off, too high or too low. If homocysteine is elevated, it may indicate a need for targeted support without overdosing. Bottom line, B vitamins are essential, but they're not more is better nutrients. With the right balance from food and cautious supplementation, you can protect your brain, nourish your nerves, and reduce stroke risk without going too far. Michael, a 58-year-old retired engineer, always prided himself on being sharp and proactive. After years of managing teams and troubleshooting complex systems, he feared one thing more than anything else in retirement: losing his mental edge. So, like many well-meaning people, he began taking a popular brain support supplement he saw advertised online. It had glowing reviews, promises of clearer thinking, better energy, even mood support. 1 pill a day turned into 2. Then he added a fortified energy drink to his mornings. After all, what harm could vitamins do? A few months later, Michael was in his kitchen when his right hand suddenly went numb. His speech slurred slightly, and his balance felt off. A mini-stroke, the ER doctors said. The shocking part? His blood pressure was fine. His cholesterol, average. No smoking, no diabetes. But when his neurologist dug deeper, something stood out. Unusually high levels of vitamin B6 and B12. Your homocysteine levels are elevated, the doctor told him. These vitamins in excess can do more harm than good. Michael was stunned. I was doing everything right, he said. Taking my brain pills, eating clean. But I didn't know what I didn't know. That stroke was a wake-up call, not just for Michael, but for his entire family. Today, he focuses on natural food sources, stays well hydrated, and only supplements when his doctor says it's necessary. His story is a powerful reminder. Even something marketed as healthy can become dangerous if we take it blindly. Knowing what your body actually needs, and in what amount, could be the difference between protecting your brain or putting it at risk. If you're serious about protecting your brain and reducing stroke risk, skip the megadoses and start focusing on proven, simple habits that truly make a difference. Here's what brain doctors and neurologists actually recommend. 1. Prioritize hydration plus omega-3. As your brain is over 70% water, even mild dehydration can lead to brain fog, poor concentration, and sluggish circulation. Start your day with a full glass of water before coffee and stay hydrated throughout. Pair that with omega-3 rich foods like chia seeds, walnuts, flax seeds, and fatty fish like salmon or sardines, at least a few times a week. Omega-3s reduce inflammation and help blood flow more smoothly through delicate brain vessels, reducing the risk of clot formation. 2. Walk 30 minutes a day. Movement is medicine, especially for your brain. A 30-minute walk each day improves circulation, delivers oxygen to your brain, and encourages the release of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which helps maintain memory and cognitive sharpness. This isn't just exercise, it's like giving your brain a reset button. 3. Eat neuroprotective foods. Instead of chasing expensive brain pills, Fill your plate with foods that nature designed for protection. Blueberries, packed with anthocyanins that reduce oxidative stress. Walnuts, rich in plant-based omega-3, SE and antioxidants. Turmeric, with black pepper. Curcumin fights inflammation that ages the brain. Add these to smoothies, salads, or breakfast bowls to give your brain daily support. No side effects, no false promises. The truth? You don't need to megadose yourself with synthetic vitamins. What you need is a smarter, more balanced daily rhythm. Hydration, blood flow, and nutrients your body can actually use. That's how you protect your brain. For life. Every day, millions of people take supplements with the best intentions. More energy, better memory, sharper focus. But what if one of those pills was silently raising your risk of stroke? It's not always about your genes. It's about your daily choices, especially the ones you think are helping. That brain-boosting vitamin might feel harmless, even helpful, until it isn't. We've seen how high doses of B6 and B12, especially in certain combinations, can backfire, causing nerve overstimulation, blood thickening, and even damaging the very vessels feeding your brain. It's not about fear. It's about awareness. Your brain doesn't need more pills. It needs balance, hydration, real food, gentle movement, smart choices. That's the real brain support most of us are missing, not megadoses. So let me ask you, have you checked your supplements lately? Which one shocked you the most today? Drop your answer in the comments. Your experience might just help someone else. And if you care about someone who takes energy pills or brain vitamins, share this video with them. You could be saving their future health, maybe even their life. Like, comment, and subscribe for more science-backed truths your body will thank you for. Because real protection starts with what you choose today.